Friends, today we are going to start the new topic, that is a tax on income of individual and HUF. This is very important topic because it is amended as per Finance Act 2020. Okay, friends, this is applicable for those students who are going to write May 2021 as well as November 2021 examinations. Okay, and this is important for CA final as well as CMA final and CS final, and same way it is most important for IPCC level and CMA inter level also. It is most important. Friends, I request you all concentrate on this topic. This is most important for exam, and very latest amendment. This is amended as per Finance Act 2020. This is the new section, newly introduced section. That section is section 115 BAC. Okay, chalo. So now we are going to cover the special taxation provisions which are applicable for individuals as well as HUF. Let me start from the scratch, assuming you don't know anything. Really, you don't know anything about this topic because it is a newly introduced section. That section is section number 115 BAC. Friends, here and onwards, I would like to tell you one thing. Whenever you heard 115 series, I repeat 115 series, that is having automatically some special importance. That may be special taxation provision, or that may be non-resident topic, or that may be applicable for some kind of special tax issues. That is the reason when you heard the topic 115, be careful, be attentive. Okay, chalo, let me start the topic, tax on income of individual and HUF. Okay, start. So I will take one illustration for this purpose. First one, I will start with the example of individual. Friends, now individual means natural human being. That may be male, or that may be female, or that may be anyone. Natural human being. Okay, chalo. And as well as HUF. Don't say HUF means Hindu undivided family. Friends, HUF means it is a joint family, consists of family members who originated from a common ancestor and including their wives and unmarried daughters. That is called as HUF, Hindu undivided family. So now in case of individual as well as in case of HUF, now there are two set of taxation provisions. The first one is normal taxation. I repeat, the first one is normal taxation provision and the second one is special taxation provision. Now, what is the normal taxation? Already we have covered in the regular discussion. So anyhow, that is as follows. For that purpose, we need to check the persons into three categories. First one is called as individuals or as well as HUF. Next one is AOP as well as BOI. Last one is artificial judicial person. Okay, that is one thing. And the second one is only individual. The two resident individual. I repeat, resident individuals, the two being senior citizens. And the next one is resident individuals only. I repeat, only resident individuals, the two super senior citizens. Like this, that can be classified into three categories. Friends, here gender is not relevant. Only relevant is residential status. One thing is relevant. And the next one, nature of the person is relevant. Whether is an individual or HUF or company or partnership firm or political party, what is that? That is important. Let me start the topic. First one, normal taxation provision. In this case, 0 to 2,50,000, you know, that is 0. There is no question of tax. That means the threshold limit is 2,50,000. Next one, 2,50,000 to 5 lakh, that is 10% or 5%. Yes, that is 5%. Next one, 5 lakh to, that is 10 lakh, 20%. And the last one is above 10 lakh, that is 30%. Like this, three different slab rates are there, up to 2.5 lakhs and 2.5 to 5 lakh as well as 5 lakh to 10 lakh and above 10 lakh. Okay, that is for individuals, all individuals, non-resident or resident, everyone. The two HUF, the two AOP BOI, next one is AJP, artificial judicial person. In all the cases, up to 2,50,000 no need to pay tax. 2,50,000 above, that means my salary is 2,50,000 10 rupees. In that case, I will come under first slab, that is 5%. And next one, 5 lakh to 10 lakh. Suppose 5 lakh above, below 10 lakh, 20%. Last one is 10 lakh above, then obviously that is 30%. Like this, different slab rates are applicable. That is for individual, HUF, AOP, BOI and AJP, artificial judicial person. But whereas in case of resident, only resident, not non-resident, only resident. Friends, be careful. I'm not telling about foreigners. I'm telling about resident. I hope you know residential status and citizenship both are different. Okay. So already we have completed the topic in the video, that is residential status. So citizenship and residential status both are individual topics, two separate independent topics. As far as a resident individual is concerned, in case of senior citizen whose age is 50 or 60, answer 60 years or more, in that case they are categorized as a senior citizen. So in this case 3 lakh up to 3 lakh rupees, the tax rate is 0. Okay. So next one is 3 lakh to 5 lakh, the tax rate is 5%, and 5 lakh to 10 lakh, the tax rate is how much? 20%, and above 10 lakh, the tax rate is 30%. If you observe carefully, the first category and second category both are one and the same. Only the difference is, in case of first norm, that is 2,50,000 is the limit. In the second case, 3 lakh is the limit. Okay, chalo. And last but not least, resident individual and super senior citizen whose age is 80 years old or more, above 80 years. In that case, the answer is as follows. Up to 5 lakh, the answer is 0. Next one, 5 lakh to 5 lakh, meaningless, leave it. Next one, 5 lakh to 10 lakh, that is 20%, and above 10 lakh, that is 30%. So if you observe carefully, there is no 5% slab, only 0% as well as 20% as well as 30%. Okay, that is for resident individuals being super senior citizens. So these are the three set of tax rates are applicable for individuals, HEF, AOP, BOI, AJP, like that. Okay, chalo. Especially for HEF, AOP, BOI, AJP, there are no three alternatives. Only one thing, that is up to 2,50,000, 0, 2,50,000 to 5 lakh, 5 lakh to 10 lakh, above 10 lakh. Correct na? Chalo. But now, as for Finance Act 2020, okay, so there is an amendment. There was one concept called as normal taxation provision. Now they introduce special taxation provisions as far as section 115 BAC is concerned. So these special provisions are applicable only for individuals as well as HEF. Only two categories, individual and HEF. So what are the special provisions? Whether it is compulsory or optional, and what are the conditions if you want to go for these special taxation provisions, that we are going to cover today. Okay, chalo. Now first one, let me start the special taxation provision tax rates. What are the tax rates applicable if I go for section 115 BAC? Okay, chalo. Follow. In case of individuals as well as HEF, the following tax rates are applicable as per section 115 BAC is concerned. Number 1, up to 2,50,000, that is 0. Correct. I repeat, up to 2,50,000, 0. And the next one is above 2,50,000 to 5 lakhs. Just add 2.5 lakh. That's all. Up to 2.5 lakh, 0. 2.5 to 5 lakh, that is 5%. 5 lakh to 7.5 lakh, 10%. 7.5 lakh to 10 lakh, that is 15%. 10 lakh to 12.5 lakhs, that is 20%. And 12.5 lakh to 15 lakh, that is 25%. Above 15 lakh, that is 30%. Okay, chalo. Some student feel confusion. What are that? Simple, very simple. So first one, we need to check total income. What are the tax rate? Chalo, start. Now, only as per the provisions of section 115 BAC, the tax rates are as follows. 0 to 2.5 lakhs. Answer is 0. Now 2.5 lakh to, come on, how much? 5 lakh. Again, 5 lakh to, just add 2.5 lakh, that's it. 5 lakh to 7.5 lakhs. Next one, 7.5 lakhs to 10 lakhs. Next one, 10 lakh to, come on, 12.5 lakhs. Next one, 12.5 lakhs to 15 lakhs. Last one, above 15 lakhs. Okay now friends. So just take 2.5, 2.5, 2.5, 2.5 differences like that. Okay, so 0 to 2.5, 2.5 to 5 lakhs, 5 lakhs to 7.5 lakh, 7.5 lakh to 10 lakh, 10 lakh to 12.5 lakh, 12.5 lakh to 15 lakh, above 15 lakh. Chalo. Now, what are the tax rates? Anyhow, up to 2.5, 0. 2.5 to 5 lakh, how much? 5%. Just have 5% margin and have the numbers. So that is 10%, this is 15%, this is 20%, this is 25%, this is 30%. Wow, that's all. If you see the differences, no, 5%, 5%, that's all. If you find differences in total income, no, 2.5 lakhs, that's all. These are the newly introduced tax rates for only individual and HUF who wanted to go for section 115 BAC. Okay, chalo. See the word total income up to 2.5 lakh 0, 2.5 lakh to 5 lakh 5%, 5 lakh to 7.5 lakh 10%, 7.5 lakh to 10 lakh that is 15%, 10 lakh to 15 lakh that is 20%, 12.5 lakhs to 15 lakh 25%, above 15 lakh that is 30%. These are the tax rates applicable for individual and HUF who wanted to go for section 115 BAC. Chalo. Now conditions. What are the conditions? What are the conditions to be satisfied if you want to opt the provisions of section 115 BAC? We are going to cover right now. Okay, chalo. Condition number 1. If you want to go for the provisions of section 115 BAC, you are not supposed to claim some exemptions as well as some deductions. And the benefit of set off and carry forward provisions are also not applicable just like that. Okay, so each and every condition we are going to discuss in detail right now. First condition number 1, follow. Very important topic, so I will explain in detail. So each and every minute point also I will cover. Just concentrate and listen the class. Once the class is completed, I will give the running notes also. Okay, and you can see each and everything in our material. Number 1, individual and HUF who have opted taxation as per the provisions of section 115 BAC cannot claim some exemptions as well as cannot claim certain deductions. Let me start about the exemptions. You cannot claim some exemptions. The exemptions are as follows. Number 1, leave travel concession. I repeat, leave travel concession. So if you are a government employee or non-government employee, you will get LTC, leave travel concession. You can go to outstation along with your family members, so that no, in your absence someone will work in your place. The two, you will have fun with your family at some other place. For that purpose, boss ask you to go some other place by taking some amount from the organization. That is leave travel concession. That is actually exempted as per the provisions of section 10 subsection 15. Those persons who wanted to claim these exemptions, they cannot go for the provisions of section 115 BAC. Vice versa. Those persons who wanted to pay the tax as per the provisions of section 115 BAC cannot claim LTC exemption. That means LTC fully taxable in their hands if they wanted to go for the provisions of section 115 BAC. Okay, chalo. Next one, very famous example, very famous exemption, that is HRA, house rent allowance. Okay, in future if you qualified, if you go to some other place, if you go to outstation and if you are working there, your boss will pay some amount for the payment of house rent. That is HRA, house rent allowance. That is exempted. Okay, subject to some conditions. Sorry, you cannot claim that exemption. You cannot claim exemption of HRA under section 10 subsection 13A if you want to go for the provisions of section 115 BAC. Okay, LTC not available and HRA also not available. Next, other allowances, sorry, not available. Other exemption for allowances also not available, which are covered under section 10 subsection 14. But these are available. What is that? Transport allowance. Next one, conveyance. Next one, allowances to meet cost of travel as well as daily allowance. If you observe carefully, These things, transport allowance, this is for the purpose of employment. Conveyance, employment. Allowances to meet cost of travel in relation to conveyance, in related to office work. And daily allowance, yes, only office related amount, office related work oriented travel related expenditure only eligible for exemption. For example, I need to go to income tax office, I need to go to sales tax office, or I need to go to GST office, or I need to go to customs department. For that purpose, I will take some amount from my boss and I will go in a cab or somewhere. So that means I need to incur some expenses for the daily travel. So that kind of amount boss will reimburse to us. Yes, that is exemption. So those persons who wanted to claim exemptions under section 10 subsection 14, they cannot follow the provisions of section 115 BAC. But still, if you want to follow the provisions of section 115 BAC, you can follow these exemptions. Transport exemption you can claim, conveyance you can claim, allowances to meet cost of travel as well as daily allowance. Yes, these allowances are exempted even though you want to opt the provisions of section 115 BAC. Okay, chalo. Next one. Section 10 subsection 17, that is allowances to MPs and MLAs. Okay, some allowances are exempted. Yes, those persons who wanted to follow the provisions of section 115 BAC cannot claim these exemptions under section 10 subsection 17, as well as clubbing of minor income. In case of clubbing of minor income, no, section 10 subsection 32 generally available, right? 1500 per child, maximum of no restrictions. Okay, so in case of clubbing of minor income also, section 10 subsection 32 exemption not available if you want to opt the taxation provisions as for section 115 BAC. And next one, deduction for SEZ units, that is under section 10AA. Already I discussed in the regular class, section 10AA is the exemption or deduction. It is actually deduction, not the exemption, even though it is covered under section 10. Okay, anyhow, deduction for SEZ units under section 10AA is not allowed if you want to go for special taxation provisions of section 115 BAC. Okay, so friends, those persons who wanted to go for section 115 BAC, special taxation provision applicable for individual and HUF, they cannot claim LTC exemption, they cannot claim HRA exemption, they cannot claim section 10 subsection 4 exemptions, 14 exemptions, and they cannot claim exemption, that is section 10AA, and they cannot claim other exemptions section 1032 as well as section 10 subsection 17. So the following exemptions not at all allowed. Okay, but some are allowed. Do you know what? Transport allowance exemption is allowed, conveyance is also allowed, daily allowance is also allowed. These kind of allowances only eligible for exemptions. Other exemptions are not allowed. Okay, so government wanted to collect less amount of tax provided if you don't want to claim these exemptions. Okay, so 115 BAC and these exemptions are mutually exclusive. You can claim that exemptions means you cannot follow these special tax rates. If you want to follow these special tax rates, you cannot claim the exemptions. Next one. Next topic, deductions. Yes, we cannot claim certain deductions also. Number one, deduction under section 16. In salary chapter, deductions are there. 3 deductions. Okay, so one is deduction for entertainment allowance. Second one is deduction, standard deduction. Third one is deduction for professional tax paid. Sorry, these deductions are not allowed even though you are eligible. Okay, those persons who wanted to follow the provisions of section 115 BAC cannot claim the deduction under section number 16. So standard deduction not allowed, deduction for entertainment allowance not allowed, deduction for proportional tax payment also not allowed. So exemptions not allowed, as well as these deductions also not allowed. Okay, so what is the first deduction, everybody? Deduction under section 16, not at all allowed. Those individuals and HUF who wanted to follow the special tax rates as per the provisions of section 115 BAC cannot claim these kind of deductions. Deduction under section 16, that is deduction for, come on, see the board, deduction for entertainment elements under standard deductions. So see the first one, standard deduction. Second one is entertainment allowance, not allowed. Next one, deduction for proportional tax. These are not at all allowed. Okay, chaloma, that's it. So that is first one. Next one, interest. Interest under section 24, not allowed. Friends, I told you, interest under section 24 means interest with respect to housing loan taken. That is also not allowed. So whatever the interest in relation to self-occupied property as well as vacant house property, not at all allowed. Next one, additional depreciation not allowed. I repeat, additional depreciation not allowed, which is covered under section 32 subsection 1 class 2A, that is not at all allowed. Additional. Friends, in case of individual or HUF who want to follow the special taxation provision as per section 115 BAC cannot claim additional depreciation, as well as cannot claim deductions under section 32 AD, as well as 33 AB, as well as 33 ABA. Okay, so no deduction will be allowed under section 32 AD, as well as 33 AB, as well as 33 ABA. So 32 AD, that is deduction with respect to investment allowance, right? Next one, 33 AB, that is tea, coffee, rubber. 33 ABA, that is site restoration fund. So these deductions are not at all allowed to claim. So no deduction allowed under section 32 AD, as well as 33 AB, as well as 33 ABA. Okay, chalo. And next one, scientific research deduction also not allowed. So deduction for expenditure or contribution made to scientific research, which is covered under section 35 AD, also not at all allowed. So deduction for expenditure or contribution made to scientific research will not be allowed as deduction. Okay, chalo. And next one, section 35 AD, specified business, that is also not allowed. And section 35 CCC, that deduction also not at all allowed. Okay, so deduction under section 35 AD, specified business, as well as 35 CCC, these deductions will not be allowed. And next one, that is income from the head other sources. If you receive family pension, with respect to family pension, least of the following will be allowed as deduction, that is 1/3 of the pension, or 15,000, whichever is less, will be allowed as deduction. That deduction also will not be allowed in case of family pension. Okay, those individuals are HUF who wanted to follow that special taxation provision under section 115 BAC cannot claim deduction with respect to family pension, cannot claim deduction under section 35 AD, cannot claim deduction under section 35 CCC, cannot claim deduction with respect to scientific research section 35, and cannot claim deduction under section 32 AD as well as 33 AB as well as 33 ABA, and cannot claim additional depreciation. Okay, chalo. So next one, deduction under chapter 6A, that is 80C to 80U, these deductions are not at all allowed. Those deductions which are allowed out of gross total income, that also cannot be claimed. Okay, so but some restrictions are there, some relaxations are there. The relaxations are as follows: only two deductions only will be allowed, that is nothing but deduction under section 80 CCD subsection 2, that would be allowed, as well as 80 JJAA is also allowed. If you eligible, these two deductions only allowed, and other deductions will not be allowed. So follow, friends, 80C to 80 GGC, that is one series, and next one is 80 IA to 80 TTB, and the last one is 80 U. You know, 80C to 80 GGC is related to expenditure, 80 IA to TTB is related to income, whereas 80U, that is specific, no, that is special, that is handicapped or mentally retarded persons. Now in these following deductions, these are not at all allowed for those individuals or HUF who wanted to follow the special taxation provision under section 115 BAC. But things are as follows. Two deductions will be allowed. One is 80 CCD subsection 2 is allowed. That is employer contribution to employees NPS, National Pension Scheme, central government pension scheme, with respect to employer contribution 80 CCD subsection 2, that would be allowed, as well as 80 JJAA, that is deduction for the SSCs who are in additional employment providing cases, is also allowed. These two deductions only allowed, and other deductions will not be allowed. That's all, ma. These are the points with respect to exemptions as well as deductions are not allowed for those individuals and HUF who wanted to follow the specific tax provisions under section 115 BAC. Okay, let's sum up all the points. Friends, the following exemptions are not allowed, and same way the following deductions are also not allowed. So no exemptions, no deductions. So let's revise the points, ma. First one is, as far as exemptions are concerned, LTC, leave travel concession, not allowed. Next one, HRA also not allowed. Section 10 subsection 14 also not allowed, as well as other exemptions related to section 10 subsection 17 A is also not allowed. Section 10 subsection 32 also not allowed. So these kind of exemptions not allowed, and specifically section 10A also not at all allowed. And same way deductions also, section number 16 deduction not allowed. Section number 24 deductions, interest, that is on borrowed capital, borrowed loan for the purpose of construction or repairs of house property, that is also not allowed for self-occupied property. And same way section 32 AD not allowed, section 33 AB as well as ABA not allowed. And same way scientific research, section 35 also not allowed. And same way section 35 AD, that is specified business, also not allowed. And next one, section 35 CCC also not at all allowed. So these deductions will not be allowed. Okay, next one, apart from this, deduction under section 80C to 80U also not at all allowed, but two deductions will be allowed. That is 80 CCD subsection 2, that is deduction for employer contribution on account of employees NPS, National Pension Scheme, that would be allowed if it is the case. And same way 80 JJA also, that is deduction for providing additional employment, that case also allowed. These two deductions only allowed if it is the case, and other deductions will not be allowed. So section 10AA also not allowed, and 80C to 80U chapter 6A deductions also not at all allowed. So this is the first point. Those individuals or HUF who wanted to follow the specific tax provision, special tax provision under section 115 BAC, cannot claim these exemptions as well as these deductions. Okay, this is the point number 1. Friends, let's start the other points. In case of individual and HUF who wanted to opt the concessional rate of tax under section 115 BAC, cannot set off of the losses. Now see the word. Individual or HUF who have opted concessional rate of tax would also not allowed to set off of losses, and as well as depreciation attributable to any of the deductions referred above. So we have covered some of the deductions. In relation to that, any depreciation, or in relation to that any set off of losses also not at all allowed. So no set off of losses as well as no depreciation with respect to above specified points. I told you certain deductions like section 35 and as well as 35 AD as well as 32 AD, these kind of deductions and these kind of deductions related losses and these kind of deductions related depreciation, these are not at all allowed for those individuals or HUF who wanted to follow specific or special tax provisions under section 115 BAC. Okay, see the word once again, not allowed to set off of losses and depreciation attributable to any of the deductions referred above. So whatever the points we have covered, out of that losses also not allowed, and as well as depreciation also not at all allowed. Okay friends, this is the point. And next other point we are going to see right now. Now next one is not allowed to set off of the losses from the head house property against other head. So in relation to house property, whatever the losses, that will not be allowed against other head. See the word, So those individuals and HEF who wanted to opt concessional rate of tax under section 115 BAC not allowed to set off of any loss from the head house property against other head. Suppose I got the loss from the head house property, let us say 1 lakh, and I got the income from business or provision or some other income, let us say 2 lakh. So these losses cannot be allowed for set off. Okay, see the word, not allowed to set off house property loss. Okay, house property loss will not be allowed for set off against other income. Okay, chalo. So this is the point with respect to set off of the losses of house property. Okay, so house property losses will not be allowed against other head income. Next one, it is time for depreciation. So depreciation under section 32 would have been claimed in such a manner as may be prescribed. Now see this one, this point is only for depreciation, not for additional depreciation. See the word, depreciation under section 32 would have to be claimed in such a manner as may be prescribed. So friends, don't confuse depreciation, general cases allowed. Okay, depreciation, general cases allowed. That means depreciation under section 32 would have to be allowed, claimed in such a manner as may be prescribed. How the act specifies, like in such a manner depreciation is allowed. But for your information, additional depreciation under section 32 subsection 1 class 2D is not at all allowed for deduction. Okay, only depreciation would be allowed, that too as the manner specified. So what is the manner? We know, general way. So the depreciation only allowed. But for your info, depreciation in relation to deduction specified above, that would not be allowed. Okay, that means section 35 or 32 AD, that related depreciation portion is not at all allowed, but other things, other depreciation in general cases would be allowed. Okay, chalo. So this is the point, set off of losses, that is in relation to house property losses, will not be allowed against other income, as well as depreciation generally it would be allowed as a manner specified, but additional depreciation anyhow not at all allowed. So these are the points. And next one, you shall not be allowed to claim any exemption or any deduction for allowances or perquisite provided under any other law for the time being in force. So for your information, no exemptions will be allowed, and next one, no deductions will be allowed, and no exemptions, no deductions with respect to any allowances or any perquisite provided under any other law for the time being in force. Whatever the fringe benefits, whatever the other benefits, whatever the allowances cash you have received, whatever the perquisites kind you enjoyed or kind you have received, against to that allowances and perquisite, other exemptions and other deductions also not at all allowed. So you are not allowed to take any benefit out of these allowances and perquisite. You can enjoy that allowance and perquisite, but you cannot claim that kind of exemptions out of that. Okay, no exemptions as well as no deductions with respect to the allowances and perquisites under any other law is concerned. Okay, chalo. So this is the point. Now we are going to cover one specific point right now. Chalo friends. Number one, where there is a depreciation allowance in respect of block of assets. You know, generally in a business or provision, as far as income tax is concerned, depreciation will be allowed with respect to block of assets. I hope you know, block of assets means that is nothing but group of assets. That means pool of assets. Pool of assets or group of assets which comprising the assets which are having same rate of depreciation and come under same class of assets. Okay, same rate of depreciation as well as same class of assets. So these are called as block of assets. Generally in Companies Act, depreciation would be claimed individual asset wise, whereas in case of income tax, depreciation would be claimed block of assets, that is group of assets, pool of assets, bunch of assets. So that is called as block of assets. Okay, now the point is as follows: where there is a depreciation allowance in respect of block of assets which has not been given full effect to prior to the assessment year 2021-22. Friends, Finance Act 2020 is applicable from the assessment year 21-22. So that means the provisions of section 115 BAC is applicable with effect from assessment year 21-22. But I am talking about prior to this year. Okay, so any depreciation which has not fully climbed, which has not fully climbed prior to the assessment year 21-22, corresponding adjustment shall be made to the WDV of such block of assets as on 1/4/2020 in the prescribed manner if the option under section 115 BAC is exercised for the previous year 2021 relevant to the assessment year. So the point as simple as that. So prior to assessment year 21-22, if depreciation is not fully adjusted against block of assets, in that case what lawmaker is telling, we need to adjust the depreciation against block of assets even though you have claimed section 115 BAC. So depreciation would be allowed. So whatever the depreciation you have not adjusted earlier, the depreciation shall be adjusted in the block of assets so that your block of asset may come down. So even though you are under 115 BAC, you can enjoy the benefit of the depreciation benefit. The depreciation you can claim if you have not adjusted earlier. So this is only for this assessment year onwards, that amendment. Okay, so the provisions of 115 BAC is allowing the depreciation as well as allowing the depreciation which was not adjusted earlier also. Next one thing for sure, these are conditional. The benefits of section 115 BAC, that means concessional tax rate, is subject to so many conditions. I told you, you should not claim that exemption, you should not claim that deduction, as well as you should not take set off of losses. Like this, so many points I mentioned. So if you satisfied the conditions, yes, you can enjoy the concessional tax rate under section 115 BAC. Suppose if any one of the condition not satisfied, yes, then the provisions are not at all applicable. So provisions of section 115 BAC not applicable. See the word. If subsequently the individual or HEF not satisfied any of the foregoing conditions, the option of concessional tax rate became invalid and other provisions shall apply. So the provisions will become invalid. That means not at all applicable. So friends, take it for granted, 115 BAC is conditional, subject to conditions. If you have not satisfied any one of the condition in future also, automatically the provisions of 115 BAC shall be invalid. So you cannot do invalid things, right? So that is the point. And next one, there are two options. One is normal tax, one is special tax, that is concessional tax. Whatever the things you want to follow, you can follow. So I would like to tell you again, normal tax. Here normal provisions, exemptions may be applicable, deductions may be applicable, set off may be applicable, and chapter 6A deductions also applicable. But whereas special tax thing, concessional tax is also there. Those people who want to follow concessional tax rate under section 115 BAC, for them certain exemptions, certain deductions, certain set off, certain chapter 6A deductions are not allowed. So which one you want to follow, that is your choice. Okay, see the word. An individual or HEF who does not having any business income, so those people who does not have BP, here BP means no business or profession, they have option to follow either of two tax systems, whether they can follow normal tax or they can follow concessional tax. Okay, see the word. An individual or HEF who does not have any business income would have an option to choose either of the two tax regimes, which each year depend upon that their tax liability under each one of them. So friends, do one thing, have computation under normal mode, have computation as per the provisions of 115 BAC, which is best you can follow. That's all. Which is the best you can follow, there is no question at all. Every year you have that option, provided you does not have business income. I repeat, you does not have business income. In this case, you can follow normal tax or you can follow concessional tax. Okay, this is only for those individuals and HEF who does not have business income. I know even next doubt, if I have business income, what is the answer? Yes, if you have business income, compulsory you can opt or you cannot opt. But one thing for sure, if you opt the scheme, you have to follow consistently. Without fail, you have to follow this provision. See the word, In respect of individual and HUF having business income, those individuals and HUF having business income, the option once exercised cannot be withdrawn. So your choice, if you want you can follow normal tax or you can follow concessional tax. But thing is, if you follow concessional tax, tax rate would be somehow lesser. But no deductions, no exemptions, no 10AA deductions, no set off of losses in some cases, and some cases additional depreciation not allowed. Subject to all these conditions, you can choose any option, whether normal system or else concessional tax rate. But one thing for sure, if you are having business income, you cannot change your option further. So the option once exercised cannot be withdrawn. Next one. In such a case, an option exercised would be applicable for subsequent assessment year also. Whatever the option you have chosen, right, that applicable forever, next year applicable. It can be withdrawn only once in a previous year. Once you withdrawn, gone. See the word. It can be withdrawn only once for a previous year, other than the year in which it was exercised. So this year once you chosen, you cannot withdraw. Subsequent year you can withdraw. But once you withdrawn, you cannot choose again and again. Okay. So those persons does not having business or profession income, yes, they can have option. Those person having business income, yes, they also having option, but this option only once. But whereas in no business cases, no business income cases, each and every year you can have that option. Okay, see the word. So in such a case, option once exercised would be applicable for all subsequent years. Applicable, that's it. But it can be withdrawn only once in a previous year, other than the year in which it was exercised. Suppose you chosen for this year, this year you cannot withdraw, you have to follow. Next year, yes, you can withdraw if you want, but you cannot again and again, you cannot change your option. See the word. Thereafter, the individual or HUF shall never be eligible to exercise this option under this section, except where such individual and HUF does not have business income. Friends, take it for granted, I wanted to crystallize the same. No business income, option every year. Choose your decision every year. Having business income, yes, you can once exercise this option, you have to follow, that's it. Sir, I don't want, yes, then withdraw that option. But again and again, you cannot go for these provisions of section 115 BAC. So in detail, I am having only salary income, then my choice. Every year I will choose whether normal is best or concession is best. I will decide. I will intimate to department, I will follow. Suppose I am having salary income plus business income, for example. Yes, then those people who are having business income, they have to follow normal or concessional. But if I chosen once, continuously I have to follow. Suppose in this year 2020 21-22, I want to follow concessional, then follow concessional rate. Next year also concessional for sure. Next year also concessional. Next year also concessional. Concessional means provisions of section 115 BAC you have to follow. Suppose this year I don't want to follow. Which year? 2024-25 I don't want to follow. Then you can follow normal. Again, you cannot go for concessional. Once you withdraw on the option, gone. That's it. But one thing for sure. Suppose in the year 27-28, I does not have BP, business or profession. I closed my business and I don't have any business income. Yes, then again I have that option. I can follow whether normal or concessional. So government is very clear for those individuals and HUF who are having business income. They does not have option each and every year. Okay. Suppose if you don't have business or profession income, yes, you can have that option. Either you can go or you cannot go. That is up to you. Okay. Chalo. So this is. Rebate under section 87A available or not? Yes, sir, available. So rebate under section 87A is available even if the SSC opted provision under section 115 BAC. So rebate is available, but exemptions, deductions not available but rebate under section 87A is available. Next one, what about MAT? Whether MAT provisions are applicable or not, that is the question. Answer, MAT provisions not applicable. AMT provisions also not applicable. I repeat, no AMT provisions are applicable. Minimum alternative tax, that is only for companies, leave it. Alternative minimum tax, that also not applicable. Okay, next, what are the tax rates? Tax rates I told you, special income then subject to special tax rate, like long term capital gain. Certain short term capital gains, these are subject to special tax rates, maybe 10%, 15%. Special tax rates means special tax rates, that's it. Surcharge, same as normal only, depend upon the total income, that may be 10%, 15%, 25%, 37%, depend upon the normal 10, 15, 25, 37. So may applicable depend upon the total income. So friends, surcharge, there is no change. Whatever normal cases, same way applicable for special cases also. Health and education says universal ma, that is 4%. Okay, chalo, that's all. Next, if SSC opted 115 BAC, then AMT not applicable. If AMT not applicable, what about AMT credit, outstanding credit? Answer, lapse. That's all. AMT credit will get lapsed. See the word. The brought forward AMT credit cannot be set off against income under section 115 BAC. So if any SSC having brought forward AMT credit, it can first exhaust, that means lapse, the AMT credit. Thereafter you can go for 115 BAC. That means outstanding AMT credit, if anything is there, the fate of that AMT credit get lapsed. That is not useful at all. You cannot enjoy the benefit of AMT credit. Once it will get exhaust, then only you can go for these provisions. Okay, this is AMT. So the reason AMT provisions are not applicable, if any AMT credit is there, it will be get lapsed or it will be exhaust, then only you can go for normal. That's all ma. This is the provisions of section 115 BAC. But CBDT clarification is there, just it is clarification regarding TDS and employer-employee relationship. See the word, Mr. Satti, an employee. Owner is Mr. X or else XYZ Limited owner. Now my point is, whenever the person paying salary to his employee is required to deduct TDS. Now the point is whether TDS deductible as per the normal provisions or as per the specific provisions, that is the question. For that, CBDT has given clarification. CBDT clarifies that an employee intended to opt the concessional tax benefits, he has to intimate to his employer for each and every year separately, individually, independently. Upon such intimation by that employee, the employer shall deduct TDS as per the provisions of 115 BAC. If you say, sir, I want to go for concessional, then tax rates as for 115 BAC would be considered. If you say, no sir, I don't want to follow special, I want to follow normal, then normal tax rates. Okay, chalo, next one. If such intimation is not made, then obviously normal provision. Suppose you kept quiet, then employer will deduct as per normal provision. So depend upon the intimation. See the earlier example, Sati has intimated to boss, I want to follow concessional provisions 115 BAC. Then our boss also will deduct TDS as for 115 BAC. Chalo, next. Sati has not given any information to your organization, his organization. Then normal provisions are only applicable. Friends, these things are every year will be repeated. Okay, every year you have to intimate to your boss. So it is not a one time event, every year you have to intimate to your boss. Next, last, it is also clarified that intimation so made to the deductor means your boss, employer, shall only for the purpose of TDS during the previous year, it cannot be modified. For TDS purpose, whatever you mentioned, it cannot be modified during that year. However, at the time of filing the return, employee may take different option. So I told you, no, employee who does not have business or profession income can opt normal provisions or else concessional provisions. Normal provisions means normal tax rates. Concessional tax rate benefits means you have to follow the provisions of section 115 BAC. That is your pure choice. Suppose I want to follow normal. Let's go. I want to follow concession. You can every year you can decide like this at the time of filing of return. Okay, chalo. So generally what we will do both the computation, which is best we will follow. But one thing here, but to your employer you have to intimate beginning of the year, right? So I'm talking about employer for TDS purpose. So whatever you have intimated to your boss, he will deduct accordingly. Suppose you said, sir, I want to follow normal. Then he will deduct as for normal provisions. Suppose you said, no sir, I want to follow concessional, then he will deduct as for 115 BSc. So like this, employer will deduct. But subsequently, employee may change the option. He may change the option at the time of filing of return. Okay. So whatever you intimated to your boss, that is only for TDS purpose, not for income computation purpose. Okay. Chalo. Friends, this is the topic as far as 115 BAC is concerned. Okay. Chalo friends. So let's sum up the entire topic once, because it is a newly inserted section applicable for these Finance Act 2020 attempt. That means May 21 as well as November 21 examinations for CA students, CMS students December as well as June. After Corona, we don't know what is the things, but anyhow CS also applicable. Tax on income of individual and HF. So they can follow normal provisions as well as special tax provisions, but tax rates are as follows: up to 2.5, 2.5 to 5, 5 to 7.5, 7.5 to 10, 10 to 12.5, 12.5 to 15, above 15, like this. And next one, other points are as follows: other taxation points, that is those individuals are HF who want to follow, they cannot claim LTC exemption, they cannot claim HRA exemption, they cannot claim allowances under section 1014, they cannot claim section 10 subsection 17, they cannot claim 1032, they cannot claim 10AA, as well as they cannot claim deduction under 16 as well as 24, and additional depreciation not allowed, deduction under section 32 AD, 33 AB, 33 ABA not allowed, scientific research 35 not allowed, 35 AD, 35 CCC not allowed, family pension deduction not allowed, chapter 6A deductions are not allowed. But for your info, they can not set off of the losses also. No set off of losses with related to these deductions, no depreciation with respect to these deductions. Okay. And next one, house property loss cannot be adjusted against any other income itself. Next one, depreciation normally allowed, but additional depreciation not at all allowed. And next one, no exemptions, no deduction with respect to any perquisite or any allowances, even though it is covered under any other law for the time being in force. Next one, if any depreciation which was not adjusted earlier, it can be adjusted right now. It can be adjusted out of the block of assets. And next one, subsequently, if you are not satisfied the conditions, you cannot claim these provisions, these concessional tax rate benefits you cannot enjoy. But these option every year you can decide. Every year at the time of filing of return you can decide. But these persons having business income if you have to decide once. After that you can continue concessional, you can enjoy. But once you withdrawn, it's gone, you cannot go back again and again. Okay. But in respect to those individuals and HF who does not have business income, yes, every year they can decide. Okay. Next one, rebate 87A anyhow applicable, and AMT provisions are not applicable. AMT credit, it can absolutely lapsed. Next one is special tax provisions, if any, you can enjoy the special tax rates, and surcharge, that is normally applicable. Health and expenses, that is 4%. Next one is those opted AMT not applicable, I told you. Or else if you have AMT credit, first enjoy the benefit. Once you 100% you claimed that AMT credit, then only you can go. Okay. Otherwise There is no fun of choosing normal computation or special computation. The reason is AMT credit, if you have to first take it and go for special provisions of tax 115 BAC. Suppose you don't want to take AMT credit, then automatically it will get lapsed. And CBDT clarification, whatever intimation you have given for your employer will deduct TDS accordingly. But one thing, whatever the information you have given to your employer, it cannot be modified for TDS purpose. Okay, but for final computation purpose, on the date of filing of ROI, return of income, you can decide and you can take a call. As for your wish, you can file a return. But this benefit is only for those individuals and HF who does not have business income. The two, if you have business income, you can choose once, that will be continued. Once you withdrawn that option, you cannot take it back again unless you does not have business income. Okay, very good. With this we have completed 100% of this topic 115 BAC. Now we will have running notes right now. Once running notes is completed, we can have the problems.